in my pickup because...
Why's that, James?
Morning all, how are you doing? It's week 2 of our weekly roundup of what we're busy with. It's Monday morning, 7:30. I was up a bit late this morning, but I've been in the office. I've done a bit of drawing work. Got a drawing done for a single robot installation. Sent that off, and I'm heading down to the workshop to get loaded up, ready for playing with Lactaligns. Rest of the week is going to be pretty busy. I've got tomorrow. I've got a meeting with the patent attorney for Lactalign. That's a Zoom call. I need to speak to a weeder and transplant the customers for the pumpkins and vegetables. So as always, random mix of jobs to be done, and yeah, we'll bash on. Yesterday I was at a farm installing a couple of Lactaligns for them to try. That went pretty well. I can't really share any of that at the moment, so unfortunately there's nothing to see. I didn't get to the second farm, but we'll get there soon. This morning I've been in a meeting to do with Lactalign again, and that's to do with the patent. So part of the Lactalign product is we are trying to patent it. And patenting is, most people don't understand patenting. Most people think you apply for a patent and you get it, and it costs you a bit of money. The reality is, you apply for a patent, you might not get it, it costs you a lot of money, a lot of time. You have to deal with patent attorneys who are ridiculously clever, but also sort of, semi-intentionally make things more complicated than they need to be. And what I mean by that is the language they use in the patent application. If a normal person reads it, it doesn't make any sense. It's just gobbledygook. And I queried this when we started this process, and I've been through this process before, but this is the first time I've gone through with this sort of product. And I queried it and said, I've read it and it doesn't read like normal English. And our patent attorney said, it doesn't, but that's patent language, that's how it's written. And there's reasons for it, but equally, it's more complicated than it needs to be. Another reason why you don't automatically get a patent is because you don't get a patent on something that someone else has already done. And that doesn't necessarily mean specifically someone else who's already done your product. It can be anything similar out of any other industry, out of all over the world. If someone's already done it, what we're doing, and I might only be trying to apply for a patent in the UK, but if someone's already done what we've done in Australia, we won't get that patent because it's prior art, it already exists, and the whole patent process and system relies on the fact that it's unique and it's inventive and it shows a difference between what's already out there. So the prior art could be something that's completely irrelevant, completely doesn't look anything like your product, but because of it you won't get a patent. So it's quite a long process getting a patent. It takes years, and in some respects it's a good thing that it takes a long time, but equally in other ways it's not. In one respect, one point is that once you've submitted, you have to keep everything quiet. You have to tell nobody. You have to minimise the amount of people that have seen the product you're developing. So example is, anybody who does see it has to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and you have to put things in place such as privacy film on windows, that if someone drove past and they could see your product, as far as the patent process is concerned, it's out there, it's gone. So you've got to do everything you can to avoid that situation occurring. But once you've submitted your patent and you've got your date, as in the application has been filed, you can then tell people and you can start selling it, which then means that you can effectively fund the process of applying for a patent with the sales. It doesn't necessarily always mean it's a success, but equally it's part of the process. That was a meeting this morning over Zoom with the paint attorney, with me and Philip at Washfold, and John wherever he is down south. Can't remember where he is. So yeah, it's quite mentally draining. I've been in quite some of those meetings and I've come out and my head is just ruined, because it just does take quite a bit of energy to think about what they're saying and how they're saying it, and some of it is because I'm not that clever, and so I end up using all my clever thinking about what to say at the right times in a Lactalign patent meeting. But anyway, that's part of it. So I'm just getting home now. I did collect some blue barrels while I was up at Washfold for a project that we're on with, that you'll get to see. It's currently away getting galvanised, and yeah, once that's back, then we'll put them together and we'll show you that. So yeah, I'm going to go and get some lunch now because I'm hungry. Morning.
Morning.
How's everybody? We are currently on the M42, stuck in traffic, heading to the British Mastitis conference. Bit of a late finish yesterday. I took some calf prams down to the powder coaters and left them. There was 5 sets went down there, and then last night a bit more Lactalign jobs, and the last night was Wednesday show dinner, so went to that, got suited and booted and went to that. Just me. Lindsay stopped at home, and we had a very interesting speaker who was Baroness Hale, who recently retired from the position of President of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, and she stood up and did a speech. It was very interesting, and yeah, quite intriguing to be fair. So that was quite a late finish. Then quite an early start, so it was, what was it? Half 4, yeah.
Half
so
4.
we set off
Too early.
Set off at just after 5, filled up with diesel. We're in my pickup because
Why's that, James?
on the way home last night, we were meant to be coming in Lindsay's car, but on the way home last night, I hit a pothole and got a puncture on the front tyre, so that's looking pretty sorry for itself at home.
Yeah.
I carried on. I knew what had happened. I thought, no, we weren't that far from home, so I just bashed on, got home, and I got home and there was still air in the tyre, but it was soft, and by the time I'd sort of moved it and messed about and parked it up, yeah, it's flat now. So hopefully Lindsay's dad will do us a massive favour and take that off and get it sorted for us, and hopefully, well, I'm hoping it hasn't done too much damage, because it didn't go down. If it had been really bad, it'd have gone flat immediately, but it was obviously holding air for a reasonable amount of time, so hopefully that'll get sorted out anyway. So yeah, early start, and we are on our way to the British Mastitis conference. We are also suited and booted for Lactalign, so branded up with Lactalign, because that's why we're coming. Lactalign's been presented by Ian Onstad as innovation in milking equipment to help with animal health, is it? Is that what this paper is?
Yeah, well, specifically mastitis, but yeah. Technological advances in...
That's it, yeah. So yeah, that's
milking equipment.
That's why we're coming down here to hang around like a bad smell, to be fair, aren't we? And we've got some flyers with it, and inevitably we'll end up seeing people that we know. Well, in fairness, already know we're going to be seeing people that we know, so yeah, we will sit and listen to that, and hopefully learn something.
We will. We'll learn something.
And so yeah, that'll and then it finishes at just after 4.
4 o'clock.
So then it'll be getting a pickup and get back home, so Lindsay's mum and dad can go back to Lancashire. They came and came yesterday, didn't they? So they're looking after the girls, taking them to school and doing those jobs. So yeah, that'll be most of Wednesday done.
Yeah.
Listening about mastitis. I'm wanting my breakfast as well.
Yeah, I'll have to stop in a minute.
We've been searching for Morrison's where we can have breakfast, but
with no joy.
No, we haven't found out. So it's going to have to be a motorway services breakfast. Which
it's better than nothing.
Yeah, but I don't suppose it'll be a fry up.
I don't want to fry up.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, we'll find something.
Yes. Morning all, how are you doing? Just on doing some drawing updates for a job in Scotland. This is a robot milking machine installation up in Scotland, and I've just had a Zoom call with Nigel up there to discuss what needs altering. Just a few minor changes to be able to give the builder the plans so that he can build what needs to be built. And so yeah, this is something I've done ever since I started Hudson back in 2014. That's a robot milking machine there. That's a robot milking machine there. That's a foot bath, so the cows walk in here, get milked, walk out here through the foot bath and get their feet washed, or they walk in here, get milked, and then get sent down here through the back of into a different area. So yeah, that's for milk separation for any cows that don't put the milk in the tank. And that's called the central unit, which is got parts in it, such as that's a water boiler there, and there's where the wash chemicals are, and that there services both robots. So that supplies hot water to both that robot and that robot. So yeah, I'm just on doing these drawings for Nigel just to get them away. He's wanting them for the builder, so the builder can start building the walls. This is a wall here. This is a wall here. So yeah, it's get this done, and then we'll have another. We've got busy day, sorting stuff out, sorting good stuff out, sorting bad stuff out. So yeah, yesterday was a good day. We were down at Worcester at the British Mastitis conference. Got back from there about 9:30 last night. Lindsay ended up driving the last bit just because I'd driven all the way back up to A1, but just needed a bit of a break to get us home, so I was glad she was with us, otherwise it would have been a bit later getting home because I'd have had to stop for a sleep, which impedes progress a little bit. But yeah, no, it was interesting. It was a good day, and right, enjoyed it. Oh no, it's 2:30. I spent most of the day in the office making phone calls, sending emails, talking to potential customers about different things. But I thought I'd just come and get this sorted out. Coming home 11 o'clock at night, hit a pothole and put a hole in one of Lindsay's tyres. So there's a hole there. So that's Lindsay's car, and it was new to us in August. That's Lindsay's old car, and that's a long and quite painful story. That wasn't actually my fault, that one, but this was another. This car's had a bit of a beating in the last few weeks, and it's all my fault. This here is particularly annoying because that was another late night disaster when typically trying to do too much on the way down to Dorset the other week, I pulled into a services which, as it happens, was the same services I was at yesterday when we stopped for breakfast, and I pulled up to the part of the car, drove a bit too far forward, and the underside of the bumper went over the curb and basically hooked the bumper, and then so the only way to get out was to go backwards, and it created a bit of damage. So I'm off to get a new tyre when the girls get back from school. We've got to shoot through to Northampton, and so that's annoyingly a tyre that only went on in August, so it's got a load of tread on it and it's knackered. Oh no. I've been at the workshop this morning. I finished off a compact front box chassis, so the steel part that Nigel had put together, and there was a few little bits to just finish off. So I stole all his thunder on that one, got it finished, and then I painted another one. It had been painted previous and I just wanted another coat, so yeah, I did that, and then shot home for some lunch, and I'm just going back down now. It's a cracking day here, absolutely storming. Is it 13 degrees, sunshine, and I'm off to wash a tractor. I've managed to get the tractor washed. They always take ages. It was a bit dirty, but also tractors, combines, balers, forage harvesters, no matter what it is, there's lots of nooks and crannies. It's a mucky job because normally you wash it and it fires stuff back at your face. So yeah, and especially seeing as I've washed all the tyres as well, all the cleats, and there's another reason. There's a reason of doing that. This tractor is to sell, so I thought I'd give it a good wash, and then I can get some pictures of it ahead of it being sold. So yeah, it's John Deere 6130R.